What's up, folks, and welcome back to the channel today for a special movie review. Now, today I'm very excited to talk about this film because this film brings together two of my favorites. But yes, we're talking about the film Boss Level, which is dropping on Hulu March 5th. Now, look, if you are a fan of mine, and if you're not, and this is the first time you're checking me out, I'm going to let you know that I stan Frank Grillo. Anything Frank Grillo's in, I'm checking it out. I don't care. Anything. I'm checking it out. So, you have Frank Grillo in the film, which technically means about 95% of the time it's going to be an action film and he's kicking ass. But even if it's that other 5%, I'm still checking it out. Nonetheless, then you bring in the formula of Groundhog's Day when you're dealing with time loops. And what? You mixing the two of those together? Oh, you know I'm checking this out. And that's not even beyond the things that are happening in this film. But like, I could not wait till I had my chance to check this out. And I am just head over heels of how much I enjoyed this film. I had a lot of fun with this film. A couple of things I definitely want to point out is that this was a film brought to you by Joe Carnahan. This is produced by Frank Grillo, and this is also dedicated to his late great mother who had passed last year. So, hats off to Frank in getting this done. But this was a really enjoyable film. I like Frank and no bias. This was a really good film regardless. And again, people came to me and said it was good. They may not be the biggest Frank fan as I am, but people came to me and was like, dude, I know you like him. Check this out. This is worth it. And indeed it was. So yes, you're dealing with time loops and all this other good stuff. But at the same time too, like while that concept we've seen plenty of times, I like how in this film that the concept just kept getting better and better as the film go out. And like, it was compiled with good and enjoyable dialogue. It had a video game aesthetic to it. And it was really good. Frank plays this character, Roy. Roy is a guy who is waking up being killed every day. He has no clue who the people are that are killing him, and technically why they, and what's the reasons, like why are they targeting him? And so he's waking up every day repetitively trying to put the clues together in order to figure out what the heck is going on. And so while he wakes up, there are like small tweaks and variations of the day. So like, he's fully aware of some of the things, but some things are like out of place or, done a little bit differently. So each and every day he's discovering clues in order to kind of, one, stay alive as long as he can, and then two, ultimately trying to figure out what the heck is going on. So he's ripping and running throughout the city of Atlanta. Total nonstop action and chaos. So yes, there's a lot of action in this. There's some comedy, certainly some humor in there. It's very fun, and it doesn't take itself serious. Now, and also, shall I add too, along with the cool action scenes, which were totally fun, it also gives you that Fast and the Furious silliness, shall I say? So, those little, corny one-liners that are attached to certain scenes and stuff like that, along with some car chasing scenes, of course. But like, yeah, it has that type of a feel to it. But like, as much as I like the action, I laughed a lot more than I expected I was going to, which was a surprise to me. I had no clue that was going to happen, along with a really cool soundtrack. So let's go to the title, Boss Level. So, if you don't really know what that means, Boss Level, or the final boss of the boss level, is ultimately when you get to the end of the game, it's that final stage that you have to beat in order to complete the game. And it's technically usually the most difficult of all stages here. So with how that kind of encompasses with this is that you have these characters that are trying to kill him, which continuously come back like in a video game. He gives them video game sort of ish names as well too. You have retro title screens that are also coming across the screen as well. But at the same time, the deeper and deeper the day gets, the harder and harder different things comes at him. To ultimately, he has to get to the final person to kind of figure out what's happening, thus being the boss level. And while he has to attempt over and over and over in order to make it to that point. And also, too, what's is really cool is that he also has to go on some side missions to kind of help himself level up in order to, to be totally capable in order to take down the final person that he's targeting. So, like, the concept is really cool. I think you will absolutely grasp it. And I think everyone's gonna probably grasp it in different ways or relate to it in different ways, but ultimately everyone's gonna understand exactly how the concept of video games work and how does it, pretty much work and synonymous with with the things that are happening with the film. So, I really, really, really love the concept. But I will say too that why he narrates the film, which I also appreciate his narrations in all his films as well too. There's other people that are really there's other notable stars in this film I should note. Mel Gibson, who also gets down and dirty in some scenes. Naomi Watts, Will Sasso, one of my favorites, and Ken Jeong, who, come on now, if Ken Jeong is in this, it's going to be funny. And then you have this character in here named Dave. That's all I'm gonna say. Dave is my favorite character, and whatever scene Dave is in, it's definitely been some of the most enjoyable of the film. But nonetheless, this has what else I appreciate about this is that sometimes with action films, sometimes like the direction and stuff is kind of senseless, and I really like how this all had purpose and direction, and that's important. Instead of it just being action, 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 ultimate fight done, like it had direction and purpose, and it all comes together really well for the conclusion. I think one of my favorite, along with the action with being really intense, one of my other favorite scenes is in a bathroom. It's totally crazy and intense. Like I kind of cringed up a little bit. So I just give you a fair warning that there's a bathroom scene that is like with Dave that is very intense, shall I say. I also love how there is a Captain American reference quote done by Frank in this. So that's all I'm going to say to that. But overall, it has a couple of good fight sequences. Again, Mel Gibson gets down and dirty. And Frank did his thing, as you would expect. The final act, he definitely delivers, and he, that big fight moment that you would expect from him, you absolutely get it. He just, when it comes to action films and the choreography, he excels beyond others. Like he just is that good. But overall, it's a very and solid ending to this film, and I really like how it was done. So look, folks, Boss Level is one to check out. It's on March 5th on Hulu. Definitely go out the way to check this out, whether you're a Frank Grillo fan like me or not. This is a really good film, and I think everybody will have a good time with it. So anyway, folks, let me know in the comments what you think about this film when you check it out, and stay tuned for more reviews.